Hello! We are going to now talk about the accessor methods. In our last video, we mentioned how we wrote constructors, we tested the constructors, and there was no syntax errors. So, are we done or what? So the answer is no, and we kind of need to look inside of the classes to find out if the data was put in correctly and if that's working out nicely. So let's do that. So I'm going to work on the accessor methods. So I'll just go over here. Accessor methods, there's a lot of them, and I probably won't do them all with you because it would take a lot of video time, and I'm looking at the clock, it's 11:18, and I'm not feeling great, so I'll probably do toString with you because that's a critical one. This is unfortunately last in the list. But having a toString method is so useful for testing and seeing if you're doing it right. So let's make the toString method first, actually. And then we can try making different ones. But I don't know. I'm not sure which one would be the sort of the best ones to do. Some of them I think you could totally do no trouble on your own, and I think you probably should do on your own just to try it out. But I think we'll pick a few of them to work on just to make sure you're getting the hang of it. Okay? Yes, let's do it. Us and our square here, our facial recognition square, we shall solve the problem. Blue Jay. Here we go. So my goal is to come back to the main method, and we made these lists, but I don't know if they're doing anything. I don't know what's going on. So, oh look, there's tabs here. I didn't notice that. Whoa, my life has changed. So we're gonna go make some accessor methods. Always good to put in some comments. I don't know. I like to make big, visible comments to separate these things. I didn't put one for constructors. Maybe I'll just do that real quick. People are skipping in the video right now over top of this great wisdom. That's okay. And they're going to be like, why? Where did those come from, those comments? I'll just put in the instance variables as well. Also called fields, by the way. I always mention that. It's like an old school computing word. Predates my time. I've seen it in textbooks and stuff. But fields is another word you can use for that. I know you were just looking for so many words. So we're going to make toString. Remember toString? Just a sec, I was going to drink some water. I feel like my face should be here as a discuss the fantastic toString method. toString is a special method that is automatically called by Java whenever an object of this kind is in a context oh dear, that's expecting a string. What are these words I'm using, like context and stuff? For example, if you try to print, system.out.println, vocabulary, a VocabList object. Well, there's no way the makers of Java intended knew that you would be making a VocabList class. There's just no way they could have known that. Well, yeah. So instead, they made a print line that prints strings in a special toString method in objects that you can create that will convert your VocabList into a string format so that it can get outputted to the terminal for things like testing, but also maybe you're making a terminal-driven program, which isn't too common anymore. But that's certainly things that do still get made. So let's go and make a toString. There we go. So these are always public. Why? Well, because we want to use it in the driver class. If it was private, we can only ever use it inside of here. But we want to use it outside. We want to print things outside in the driver. It always returns a string, and it's always called toString. Like this, no parameters. This is what it looks like. This is always what it looks like. Oh, missing my return statement. Watch out. It's true. We will have to return a string at the end. I'm going to make a string right now, string return or something like that. And at the end, we're going to return that string. And between here and here, now what our software is going to do is it's going to add on all the words and definitions. That's the story. So let's do it, I guess. I'm going to make a for loop this time. A for loop. You could use any kind of loop you want, honestly, but I think a for loop is actually better than a for each loop. In this case, I guess you could see an argument for the for loop being better than the previous one as well. But anyways, I don't want to get into it too much. You can probably get around using any of them. But the important thing is to know that there's a special format that's required. So it's supposed to put the word and its matching definition on one line, separated by two new line characters. Oh, and the word and the definition need to be separated by a colon. So, seems, I hope it seems fairly straightforward. I'm not sure why definition, definition 3? Why is Microsoft, this is actually Google. Why is Google having trouble with this? I don't know. Anyways, I mean, I see it's 1, it's probably making it, but why is this one? Okay, I'm shutting up, I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted. Software fascinates me. Okay, here we go. So, what I want to do is loop through our, word list and definition list. So, I can assume that they are the same length. They can't be different. They're not supposed to be different anyways. And, hopefully we're going to add methods that will prevent it from being different. So, I guess, technically we haven't done that too much. We probably should have maybe done a little bit of error checking here, but I don't want to get too much into the error checking. We could have made it a little bit more robust, making sure that words and definitions were the same length before we added them in. But, whatever. Life is short. One sec. Okay. So now, we're going to build our ret string. So I'm going to make our for loop for int I equals 0, because we're going to start with the first word. I is less than words dot length. Yeah. Had to remember if it's a parentheses. And then I plus plus, because we can go up by 1. We'll use I to reference the index in both words and definitions. So we'll just concatenate a bunch of stuff. So we're going to add on to ret, words.get I plus a colon, probably with a space, plus definitions.get I plus 2 new line characters, semicolon. And, I guess there's still a mistake. Where's that line? Oh, did I not get it? Is it length? No. Yeah, what's going on? What does it say? What does it tell me? Length. Oh no! Silly me. So this is actually an array list, not a string. I was thinking it's a string. But it's not a string. It's a list of strings, so we need to use size. Sorry, folks. It's tricky. Luckily, the AP exam lets you write any 3 of those possibilities. Okay, so here we go. So we have our loop. It's going to go from the first word to the last word, adding it one at a time with its corresponding definition, and then it will return it. So I'm going to compile just to make sure it works. Yay, no syntax errors. And now we can go check it out and see if it works. So I'm going to open my driver class, and we can now print our stuff. If we can go print our stuff. Oh, it would be kind of boring. It's going to be empty. Maybe we should add in one more thing. Maybe if it's empty, we could say something like if ret dot length is 0. In other words, we didn't add anything. We could maybe add on empty, just so it prints out something other than nothing. This would just print nothing, so this will print out empty. Okay, so we'll compile that. Now we're going to go to the driver. So now we can print these lists out, these vocab lists. So what I can do is say system.out.println v1, and I can do the same thing with v2 and v3. What has happened? I don't know. I just used the mouse. I don't know. Control C. I hope you're having fun watching these videos. V2, and we'll print out V3. V3. Okay, so what I want to do now is compile this and then run it. And what I expect to see is first this one will be empty, and then I'll see sort of red definition, blue definition, gray definition. Okay, and then V3 should say the same thing. So I hope to see those three different things. So I compiled it, and I'm going to run the main method, and we'll see what happens. Okay. Yeah, it looks good. Oh, hey, I should probably clear screen at method call. All that stuff. So it looks like it worked. This is probably V1, and this is V2, and this is V3, and we can see that they are separate. Awesome. So I'm pretty sure, since we saw the results we wanted, we can assume that our toString method works and our constructors work. If we didn't see, or if you don't see correct stuff, it is hard to know exactly what the problem is. There's two possibilities. You could have made a mistake in the constructor. You might have made a mistake in the toString method. So, that's a tricky one. Probably just go back and just look over your constructor and see what's going on there. It's probably just a matter of double checking, making sure that went without a hitch. Probably your loop would be the one thing that would go wrong. So that's my advice. Good luck with that. So let's go and look at some other ones. We'll do a couple others, a couple other accessor methods. So I don't know. I like the idea of get random word. That's a nice one. You might not remember how to do a random number, or at least not a random integer. So we can take a look at that. And we could do contains. We could do get definition. I like get definition. Let's do get definition as well. So get random word and get definition. And then you guys can do the rest. Okay, woo, let's do it. I didn't mean to cover that with the screen. Okay, VocabList, yes. Okay, so making some accessor methods. Let's do random word first. And probably scroll or something. Give me some space. So public. Random word should return a string because it returns a word. Random word. No parameters, however, because it's going to be random. We're not picking a word. The method will pick the word for us. So first of all, I guess we better pick a random number, which will correspond to an index inside of our words list. So it's got to be in the range from 0 to however long our list is. And then it'll get that word and return it. So how do you make a random number? Math.random is the way to do that. This makes a random number between 0 and 1, but not including 1. So 0 to 0.9 repeating, or however much repeating can happen inside of the amount of space an int is given, or I think it's actually a double. Don't quote me on that. You should Google it and find out. Of course, we don't actually want a double. We don't want something between 0 and 1. We want an integer, because the indexes for the list, they are integers. So we want to make some sort of, equals that. We want that to happen. And we want to convert this range. We want to stretch this range out. And also, as it says here, incompatible types. Well, this is a double. That is an int, so we got to fix that. We'll do that first. That's an easy fix. You might not have done that for a while. Here's our concatenation operator. So what that does is, whatever this generates here, we're going to concatenate it. Wait, did I say concatenate? I am crazy. It truncates. It basically chops off the decimal. It's not concatenate. That adds things. It chops off the decimal. So whatever this is as a decimal number, it'll chop off the decimal part. So we just gotta, multiply this by the correct number to stretch out the range. So if I was to multiply it by, say, words.size, we'd almost be there. So let's say it was a length 3 list. Then math.random is somewhere between 0 and 1. And if I multiply that by 3, then I get somewhere between 0 and 3. Except it's not quite 3, 2.9999 repeating. Then int chops off the decimal. So we get a number between 0 and 2. And hey, that's great because the indexes will be 0, 1, 2. So we're good. We do have to wrap these in parentheses though, because we want to make sure this multiplication happens first. I want to multiply by 3 before I truncate the decimal off. Otherwise I'll just be multiplying by 0 and we'll always get 0. So watch out for that. You'll probably want to get a bunch of random words and make sure you're not always getting the same word. It will probably be the first word. And there you go. So I will, of course, once I get my random number, I actually have to return the right thing. So I'll do words.getIndex, and we'll return that. All right, compiles. So seems good. Oh, why did I come here? Hi, it's nice to see you. Hey, you know what? You're doing great. You're doing really good, and I hope you're having a good time. Anyways, let's get back here. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Okay, so let's do something with that. So let's get random word. We'll get it out of, I guess, v2. So what we can do to call get. Actually, what was it called again? I'm starting to fade, folks. I'm fading. Random word. Yeah. I would call this by saying. I got back here again. Hi again. And go over here. Maybe I'll just at the bottom. Just do a whole bunch of random words. So I could say v2.get random. No, random word. Like that. That returns a random word, so it doesn't really do anything unless I print it out. I mean, it does something, it just, we won't see any evidence of it. And since this is a driver class, that's kind of the point, we want to print it out. Now, if we just print it out, one of them, it doesn't really prove it's random. I want to see a bunch of them. So I might make let's make a while loop. We haven't done that in a while. Oh, pun intended. Actually, it wasn't. I wish it was. Int I equals 0 while I is less than, let's do 50. And we'll print out a bunch of randoms. Bunch of randos. So I expect to see 50 words and, and a fairly random distribution of the 3 of them. So I'll go run it. Oh, I'm back here again. Hello. I'm so excited. Are you too? To see what happens? Let's find out. We can watch it together. Hey. Oh dear. So we're gonna run this. Okay. Whoa. Oh wow. It's actually an infinite list. It's not infinite list. It's an infinite loop. What have I done? I really messed this up. Yeah. You know what I did? I did good old. Forgot to do I++. Don't tell anybody. Too bad I did this on YouTube. So, hey, if you ever get an infinite loop, I totally meant to do this so that you can see. Oh, you know what? I actually don't know how to do it in the new version. Oh, there it is. Yeah, just reset Java Virtual Machine. VM terminated. Whoa, sounds harsh, but it's fine. Got this. Here we go. Try again. Boom. Go. Hey, there we go. So it still shows me my things here. Check that out. It had a streak of gray, gray, gray. So many grays. So many reds, blues. So, you know, just printing out a few of them might have led you to believe there was a problem. But you know what? Random just works that way sometimes. Sometimes you get 6 grays in a row. So, you know, it's all good. I feel like it's pretty good. I kind of scroll down. I'm not really seeing any patterns here. Occasional streaks and stuff, but that's expected. I'll even run it one more time. You don't really care to watch me run this, but this is what you should do too. You should, just run it and make sure there's no weirdness, no patterns that are happening. Yeah, and here it starts more random. This gets into a streak there, but this is looking like it's random. So good stuff. Okay, so there's one of our accessor methods done. Well, I guess 2 of them done. So that's good. I'll do one more, and I forget which one I said. Let's see. Okay, so get definition. So I'm supposed to send a word, and it's going to return the matching definition. So let's see if I can make that happen. So for example, I could write a public, well, I guess what is this going to return? It's going to return a definition, which is a string. So get definition. Ooh, definitino. There we go. And it's going to take in a string that is a word, let's say W. So how are we going to do this? So I guess there's 2 possibilities. Either the word that we send it is in our words list, or it's not in our words list. If it is in our words list, then whatever index it is going to correspond to the definition index. So then we can just return that when we find it. If we don't find it, then we can return some cheeky error message to say, word not found or something like that. So let's do it. I'm going to make a for loop, I guess. While loops, forget those. Those are messing me up. So for int I equals 0, I is less than, I guess I'll do words dot size, and I plus plus. I guess what we'll do is we'll just check to see if W is the same as sort of word I, and then if it is, then we'll return the matching definition, and that's great. And then there's more work to be done after that. So what I'll do is I'll get the string, words.get I, and then if w.equals, I messed up, string my word equals words.get I, there we go. We need a name for the thing we're getting. So if w equals my word, then we can go ahead and return it, or return the matching definition. So definitions.get I, because we made sure that those indexes matched up. So then that will be the end of that. And if we get to the if we don't ever return a word, I guess we didn't find the word. So at the end here, we'll still be running. So what we can do is just return some generic error message, like return word not found, or something like that. Yeah? Yeah, what do you think? Seem good? I'll compile it. Okay, I'll also go to my driver list. I think I'll leave it in there. It's a little bit excessive. I'll bring it down to 10. And now I gotta test it. I gotta go test and see if my get definition worked. So I could just manually do it. So I could say v2.get definition red. That will be fine if I compile that. I guess I could go test that. This won't actually print anything to the screen though, so I guess I should print find this. So I'm gonna grab that and print it out, and we'll see if we get red definition. Yeah. And then maybe I'll do the same thing, v2.get definition purple, because I know there's no purple in there, so I want to see if I get that error message. So I'm going to compile it, hello, and then I'm going to run the main method. Here we go. Yeah, it looks like it worked. So, when it gives me the red's definition, and then it gives me word not found for purple. So that's working out pretty nicely. Yes. Okay, so we have succeeded in making some accessor methods, and hope that is, at this point, you're feeling better about the assignment if you weren't feeling good about the assignment in the first place. And maybe had some laughs at my expense. This box, boop. It just drives me crazy that this is there. Anyways, thank you so much, folks. I hope you're having a good day at Bing. See you next week. I'm gonna go to bed, get some rest, and yeah, I don't know. You guys are awesome. Really, really appreciate all your hard work, and we'll see you next week. I think. Bye.